In this video, we're going to be talking about, do you need a real estate license to wholesale? In this video, we're going to be talking about, do you need a real estate license to wholesale? And really the answer is maybe. So the reason I say maybe is because there are certain states, and as of right now, I believe there's only one, right, Mike? Illinois? Maybe another, but as far as I know, Illinois, that requires you to be licensed in order to do certain or so many real estate transactions. However, Illinois is the only state that I'm aware of that requires it. And as far as I know, all the other 49 states in the United States will allow you to wholesale or really buy and sell property without limiting it, because that's what wholesaling is, in a way, without being licensed. So, to answer the question, do you need a real estate license to wholesale? The answer is really no, unless you live in Illinois, okay? And it's because of their local laws. So there's probably other areas, maybe another state. There could even be certain counties that don't allow certain things. And again, you're going to want to look into these local laws and these local regulations at your own county and your own state level. I'm located in St. Louis, Missouri. And in Missouri, it's a very liberal state in terms of real estate transactions. So we're very fortunate here, right? So we do not need to be licensed. We don't need to be a licensed real estate agent or broker to wholesale here. In fact, I have been wholesaling for maybe 7 years at this point, and my partners and I have wholesaled close to 700 houses in the last 7 years. So you don't necessarily need a license unless you live in an area that requires it. And again, as far as I know, that's only Illinois at this point. So it's a beautiful thing. So if you are already licensed, you can still wholesale, guys. It's not omitting you from doing that. You actually, by having a license, kind of have a leg up on those like me who don't, because you have access typically to your local MLS, and maybe you're already doing some stuff with helping friends and family, sell their property or, buy a property, and the traditional things that agents and brokers do. You're kind of a step up because maybe you're already in the game. But if you are like me and you don't carry a real estate license, a license to transact, as a sales agent or as a broker, you can still buy and sell houses, and you can still use contracts to gain control of properties and sell those contracts. And that's what wholesaling is, right? That's the beautiful thing about wholesaling, is that, when I say that, we're going to go buy a house and then we're going to wholesale it, in theory, I'm not even really buying it. Instead, I'm using a piece of paper, a contract, to gain control of this property. And then I'd say 70 to 80% of the time, we either assign that or we double close on it and we use somebody else's money to acquire it and sell it, to where we're actually buying and selling without even using our own money. So in theory, I'm not even really buying it. I'm just gaining control with a contract and then selling that contract. So it's a beautiful, beautiful process, right? But you do not need to be a real estate licensee or a licensed salesperson or a licensed broker to wholesale unless you live in one of those states, right? Illinois, again, is the only place that I know of and I'm aware of at the time of making this video, guys. If you are new to wholesaling and you want to learn more about how to wholesale and what you should do, and essentially know the step-by-step process. I know if you're like me, you kind of want to see the whole picture before you get started. Guys, we have a free course that we've built to help you get started in wholesaling real estate. A free course. So head on over to freewholesalecourse.com. All right, it's a free course. It's going to teach you the step-by-steps 1, 2, 3 in order, things that you need to do and learn in order to wholesale houses. Do not fear if you are not licensed. You do not necessarily need to go get a license unless you live in one of these areas around the country that basically limits the number of real estate transactions you can do. And in fact, I would go as far as say as you could probably get away with 1 or 2 in Illinois before you had to stop. Again, I don't know the law and I don't live there. So figure out those local laws in your area. But if you are just curious generally about it, needing to know if you need to have a license to wholesale, the answer is most likely no, right? Most likely. Again, I'm assuming 95% or 90% of the United States doesn't have these laws. I know they do not in my local area. So again, head on over to freewholesalecourse.com to learn about wholesaling and how easy it is to get started. All right, it's incredibly simple, and do not let the license cloud you and get in the way and cause analysis paralysis. If anything, call the local real estate brokerage board, right? Like basically call the local MLS and ask them, or contact an attorney, and they'll be able to tell you as well if there's any issues in your area. Now, if you are licensed and you want to wholesale, not a problem. Again, you probably have a leg up because maybe you're already in the game a little bit. The only difference for you is if you are not acting as the brokerage side of the business, right? The salesperson or the broker, and you're actually being the principal and you're going to be buying it or just contracting it before you wholesale it, you should disclose that you are licensed. However, you are acting as principal in the transaction. And that's it. Literally one sentence. You'd want to put that into your agreements just so people know, and it's called disclosure. You're disclosing that you are a licensed agent, realtor, broker, whatever, right? It's not really that important. Just disclose to them that you are. And then you can go on and wholesale just like everybody else. So if you are licensed, make sure you disclose. If you're not licensed, you should be fine. But again, check with your local state, MLS, or even regional county maybe. They'll have an MLS. It should be really easy to find. Contact them and ask them if there are any laws in place. Again, Illinois is the only place that I am aware of that literally has these rules in place. And if you are brand new and you want to learn the step-by-steps on how to get into wholesaling real estate, again, we have a free course located at freewholesalecourse.com. Go check it out. You are going to love it. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Drop a comment with where you're watching from. I'm always so curious where people stumble across these videos and where they're watching from. All right. And then don't forget, hit that like button for me, guys. Until next time, we'll see you then.